Hi everyone, Heath with Silson Construction. We are here today to interview James from JTH Carpentry. So James is a local carpenter here in the Front Range, Denver area. And although we haven't worked with James on a project quite yet, we hope to in the future. We follow him on social media and he's doing some awesome work. So really we wanted to come down here, interview James, learn a little bit about his business, why he started it, and we hope you enjoy following along. So James, tell us about your company. So it's JTH Carpentry.
Yep.
And when did you start it?
So I started in 2022 when I was 19. I'm 23 years old now. I was finishing up my associate's degree in architecture. I was liking it. I was liking the hand sketching and stuff like that, but all the online CAD work I was not a fan of. So I decided to start my own business. At the time, it was more handyman related, a lot of drywall repair, little electrical jobs. And then I started getting into trim work, baseboard and casing and stuff like that. That's when I fell in love with it and kind of just solely dived into the carpentry aspect of things. Yeah, so I do a lot of trim work, custom built-ins, and all sorts of fun things, mostly interior work.
And you can definitely see that if you want to check out his social media. Is it JTH Carpentry?
Yep, JTH Carpentry.
Okay,
Yep.
We'll put that in our comments below. So what made you really go after woodworking? Like what made you like woodworking more than anything else?
Yeah, I've always loved it my whole life. My great-grandpa did it, my grandpa did it, my dad does it. So yeah, when I was starting my business, I got a job working in a Victorian home doing all the trim work and renovations. And when I was doing that, I was just like, yeah, this is definitely what I want to do.
That's awesome. So fourth generation carpenter?
Yep.
Per se?
Yeah,
right.
Carpenter, yeah. Artist.
Yeah,
I'd say like my great-grandpa he was a carpenter, but also did a lot of other stuff. My grandpa, he did home building and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
And my dad does the handyman stuff, so
yeah,
really, yeah. No,
so you've learned a lot from your family over the years.
Yep, yeah. Absolutely.
So we're similar. I'm actually a fourth generation contractor, builder of sorts. So my great-grandpa, grandpa, my dad as well. But it's amazing how much you can learn from family growing up around the trades.
Yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely, yeah.
You get definitely a head start over a lot of the people that are getting into the trades.
Yeah.
So now you started your business when you were 19 though.
Yeah.
So that's a big step. How did you feel about that? How'd that go?
Yeah.
Any struggles you had?
It was tough at first, but I didn't think too much. I just started doing it and started moving and going along with the steps of starting a business. Yeah, it wasn't too difficult. You know, if you're young, it doesn't matter, go do it. I'd say the hardest part is proving to people that you're qualified to do the job, especially at such a young age. That was something I ran into. I'd walk up to someone's door to estimate a job and they'd be like, who is this young kid showing up to do it? But yeah, if you show up and do a good job,
100%, yeah,
you'll get the work. So
yeah, my first home I did, I was 22, and they didn't think I had the qualifications to do it, or at least I didn't know if I did. But they trusted me with it, which was huge. So we talked about that a little bit. You mentioned the Victorian home that you did a lot of custom woodworking in, and really your first big project. So you mentioned you were a little nervous about even doing that project, right? So how did you get past that?
I'd say just researching and making myself qualified to do the job. There's never been something I've been super afraid to tackle, as long as you just put in the work up front to do all the research, make sure that you're ready to take on the job, and practice too. Like there were things that I'd swing back to my garage at the time to practice skills and stuff like that, reading books, just making yourself qualified and going and doing the job with confidence. A
big quality of good, carpenters and just people in the trades is just wanting to do a good job.
Yeah.
And so, that's what I see in that circumstances. You maybe didn't quite know how to do all of it, but you really applied yourself and you had a desire to do a good job. And that's huge in the trades, especially if you're starting a new company, you're young, you're wanting to start something. Just having a desire to do a good job, have good craftsmanship, that goes a long ways in our business for sure. Okay, so we're actually here in your shop that you built out at your house.
Yep.
So why don't you show us around a little bit?
It's pretty efficient setup that I've got in here. Back here, obviously we've got the planer. This is the miter stand. This is kind of where I do tons of work. Got a built-in stop block system there and measurements. Dust collection goes up and over, and then it's routed. It's routed beneath here. I've got a little door. Under here, I've got the dust collection for the miter saw, but then also It's the same dust collection that I use for all my work on the workbench. The workbench is where I do all my sanding and joining and stuff like that. So this tube here to my miter saw disconnects, and I've got it on this little boom arm that I made. And yeah, this is where I do a lot of the projects. Got the table saw in the middle of the shop, got the joiner back there. And then as we come around, got my little desk and charging station. Here is a bunch of fasteners and screws and stuff like that. Back here, I've got some clamps, obviously, and then this is kind of where I stage built-in projects if I'm building cabinetry. The front left here is my trailer. So this is my shop on wheels. It's a 5x8 trailer. I definitely want to upgrade to a van in the future, but this is kind of where I'm at right now, and it works really good. It's super efficient and small. Everything I've got in here is on rollers so that I can roll it out onto site and do all the work. Got my saw set up here, the miter saw, table saw. Got the stand up there. Built into the back of here, I've got my stand for my table saw. My idea behind this, being such a small trailer, is I try to fit as much in here with it being accessible and efficient.
Okay, so when starting a business, you started when you were 19, you're 23 now. I started my business when I was 22, and I was in the trades before that, but I know a big thing for my business was cash flow early on and how to buy tools. So how did you start your business? Did you pull out a loan? Did you, how did you get it going?
So everything in my business has been cash flowed.
Okay.
I haven't taken out any loans. So I just continually reinvest my money back into the business to grow it and get better tools and stuff. Every tool that I have has been money that I've made from the business and then reinvested. So I started with about $1,000 that I put into getting a like 5-piece Milwaukee set with drills, and as well as going to like Goodwill and Harbor Freight to get, you know, bags of tools and stuff like that. And then just continually growing my tools, trying to get the best quality tool I can get for the money available.
So basically, when you finish a project, do you kind of keep some of the money in the business, take some of the money? Like when you finish a built-in, you get paid for it. What do you like to do?
Yep, so all the income that I make from my business, I personally take a percentage of as my salary. The rest stays in my business account, which then is used to buy new tools, or if, you know, my trailer breaks down or my car breaks down or something like that, it's used to fix that up. And I also leave money in there to buy materials for projects.
What's one of the biggest purchases you've been able to make from that kind of mentality or discipline?
Probably have two big purchases, one being my trailer. When I got that was a huge step in my business, as I was just working out of my car with tool bags. You know, second biggest purchase was probably the saw stop table saw here.
Okay.
But the way I see it is, if I cut off a finger, it's going to be more expensive than the price of the saw. So
might affect your career a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah.
So in the trailer, did that make it so you could do more jobs than you could before?
Absolutely. Yeah. I could get bigger tools, bigger saws that I couldn't fit in my car at the time. So,
and even probably build bigger built-ins.
Yeah.
For clients,
yeah.
So,
I've got a way to transport them. So
yeah, that's awesome. So you can see, like, when you're starting a business, especially when you're starting young, it can sometimes take time to build up, and really a great way of going about it, just using your cash flow to keep buying tools. I've seen people start businesses and just get a lot of debt early on. And it took them years to get out of that debt. So that's awesome. We love to see it. All right, well, thanks for showing us around your shop and also your trailer setup. It's really cool to see how you're reinvesting into your company. So now that you have this, you've been working on your business now for 4 years, working in the trades. Where do you see yourself going from here? What's your goals overall?
For now, I just want to become as efficient and produce the most quality work that I can. I do want to grow my YouTube and stuff, but I'm also focused on the actual business and making a good name for myself in Denver. I want to be someone who teaches other people how to do things. And as I grow my business, potentially hire a couple employees down the road and work for different builders and stuff like that. I really enjoy historical work and quality renovations and stuff like that, and doing things the way that they used to be done. Definitely want to just continue to focus on my business and grow it.
As far as your favorite project you've ever done, what would you say is your favorite project you've completed?
Oh man, definitely.
Don't worry, all of his clients are all his favorite projects.
Yeah.
But what's the one that stands out to you?
Yeah, there's been a few really cool built-ins that I've been able to do. I do a lot of quarter sawn white oak, And these were kind of historical built-in benches, as well as little bookcases with mortise and tenon doors and stuff like that. Wavy glass, all the really cool stuff. So those were really fun for me to do, and definitely some of my proudest projects. But there's been so many that I enjoy doing. Every project is fun, and you always learn something new on each one. So
yeah, that's awesome. So what's your approach? Like if a client wanted to reach out to you, say they wanted to do a built-in their home, and you go to meet with them, what's your approach from there? Do you do drawings for them, or how do you price it, things like that?
When I was studying architecture, I learned quite a bit of hand architectural sketching. So I usually provide them, if it's something detailed, I'll provide a sketch, hand-drawn sketch, sometimes to scale, so that they can get an idea of the project and what it'll look like. And then I'll write up my estimates based on my rates that I've got, as well as the materials and what they're going for. And I'll send that out, and most of the time, well, sometimes I get them. Sometimes, not most of the time. But
that's awesome. You're able to hand draw stuff. That is quality I do not have in construction. I've tried so many times, but I can draft it on a computer for you all day, but I can't do it by hand. So that's cool. One last bonus question I have: what is your favorite tool that you currently have in your lineup here? This
is going to sound pretty boring, but it's this knife here. It's the Milwaukee Fast Cap or Milwaukee Fastback 505. And I use this thing more than any other tool in my shop. It's cheap. You can replace the blades on it, and then it's also got screwdriver on the back.
I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen that.
Yeah, really?
No.
So yeah, this is my my favorite tool. I use it the most. It's a very simple tool, but yeah, I love that thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. Cool. Well, we appreciate you having us down here. In the comments below, we'll make sure to put all of JTH Carpentry's info. Make sure to follow him, and we really appreciate you having us down here.
Yeah, awesome. It was awesome having you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
We used to have one of these in shop class when that was a long time ago they had that. And we'd use the hot dog to test it out.
Oh, man.
Did the hot dog survive?
Yeah.
Better to test with that than a finger.
Yeah. Although it's kind of cool. just see.
Let's test it. New video idea.
You first.
Rock, paper, scissors.
This is what it looks like when you reinvest everything back in the business.
Yeah.
Instead of buying Ferraris like Heath over here.
I've never bought a Ferrari.
Yeah.
All right.
Buy boats instead.